How do you find sunshine amidst raging rain? Let's learn the why and how of ocean. I yes, Saraswati, the welcome address.
Good noon to all. We are made for goodness. We are made for love. We are made for all the beautiful things that you and I know. We are made to tell the world that there are no outsiders. All are welcome. On behalf of Department of General English Self-Support, I welcome our Madam Principal, Dr. R. Geeta Ma'am, our Vice Principal of Shift 2, Dr. Sita Lakshmi Ma'am, and Vice Principal of Shift 1, Dr. Mahisha Suravardhini Ma'am, to the webinar on social and emotional well-being. I take immense pleasure in welcoming our chief guest, Mrs. Kamayani Joshi, mentor, teacher with Directorate of Education, New Delhi. I also welcome Mrs. A. Arundhati, Head in Charge, Department of General English, Self-Support, my colleagues, and our beloved students to the webinar on social and emotional well-being. Thank you.
Welcome address, ma'am. Now I invite Mrs. Sivaranjani ma'am to introduce the guest.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. Ms. Kamyani Joshi, currently working as a mentor teacher since April 2016. She did her ME B.Ed in Delhi University and owns a postgraduate certificate in teaching English from English and Foreign Languages University, Hyderabad. She has successfully completed various online MOOCs as well as courses offered by TESOL and organized a regional English by Regional English Language Office, US Embassy, New Delhi. She has been selected as the only teacher participant from India for a youth exchange program funded by the US Government of State for Cultural Affairs. She has been a guest speaker on school transformation at NAA, Missouri, addressing the 2020-2021 batch of IAS officers. Ms. Kamyani Joshi has been working for more than 22 years in the Directorate of Education. Prior to joining government services, she taught in a private school in Delhi for 4 years. In her role as a mentor teacher, she has been providing on-site academic support to schools, facilitating workshops, both offline and online, for in-service and pre-service teachers from private schools such as Delhi Public Schools and Army Public Schools across India, as well as government school teachers from different states of India. She has contributed in developing modules for teachers of English, out-of-school children, Pragati series, foundational material for English and grammar workbooks, and worked in the content development of online capacity building program for English teachers by SCERT, Delhi, and developed worksheets for students during the lockdown period and designed worksheets for learning enrichment of students with learning gaps. She has been a presenter of live session for primary classes on NCERT, Swayam Prabha channel and PM Vidya channel. She has been a speaker at various online webinars such as Azim Premji Foundation, Share It, etc. and has facilitated workshops for teachers and B.Ed students of Delhi University during the COVID lockdown period. Understanding students' needs, designing classroom pedagogy for focusing on activity-based learning using ICT tools, and social emotional well-being are some of the areas which have featured in her workshops. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for such a long description that you have given. Thank you so much.
Welcome, ma'am.
Ma'am, will I be able to share the screen or somebody will be sharing the screen? Should I share my screen for the PPT?
Yes, yes, ma'am. You can share the screen, ma'am. You will be able to. Yes.
Thank you. It is saying host disabled participants screen sharing, so you will have to give me the rights there. Are you able to see the screen here? Just please let me know.
Yes, ma'am. We have. Yes,
Thank
we are
you.
able to see now. Yes.
Thank you so much. Just a moment. So welcome everyone. We know that the topic today is social emotional well-being, and we will be talking in context of the COVID-19 lockdown situation that we all have faced, and it has given us a new reality to life. We all understand that the environment around us is not the same as it used to be earlier on, 2 years back. There are changes that have come in our lives, and we need to live with those changes. The sooner we adapt ourselves to it, the better we will be prepared to face life ahead. There are going to be difficulties, there are going to be happy moments also. How to go about gelling all those and take a stride down our lives, this will be the focus of today's social emotional well-being talk that we are going to have today. So I'm thankful to the organizers of the program who have aptly chosen this topic. Because we all are dealing with these social emotional problems these days. Most of us have tried to come out. Some of them are struggling to come out, but sooner or later it is life. And I'm sure that everybody will learn the ways to come out from whatever grief they have seen around them or have undergone any situation which has put them in grief. Not only grief, our day-to-day activities are also affected by any upheaval from a normal course of life. So we will talk about it in a little while. So to set the context, I will move to my next slide and we'll try some mindfulness activities. For this, I would like all of you to sit straight wherever you are sitting. If possible, you can just switch on your videos also so that I know that you're all sitting quietly and observing whatever we are going to do in the next steps. So those who are able to show their videos to me, they can switch them on. And if it is not possible, we'll leave it aside. But I would expect everybody to sit straight with their back straight and their legs touching the ground. If you're sitting on a chair, if you're sitting on a bed or something where your legs cannot hang down, so please put them in a comfortable position and try to sit straight. There should be no tension, no folding of hands or crossing of arms. If you are holding a mobile in your hand because of the workshop that you are attending, please give it a support and put your hands free if it is possible. Thank you, Afreen. So if it is possible, just keep it in front of you and keep your hands free. The next step would be to close your eyes, if you are able to close your eyes. If you are not able to close your eyes, no problem. You can just look down towards your feet. This is for the purpose so that you're not distracted by anything in front of you. So just look down or close your eyes. We will do this activity for 2 minutes only. So if you're all in this position, the next thing that you have to do is take one deep breath, hold it, and release. Another deep breath, hold it, and release. Now keep breathing normally. Do not try to change the pace of your breathing. Breathe as normally as you do. No need to bring any kind of change. Just breathe. And as you breathe, look at the way the air is going from your nostrils down into your body and coming out. Just observe that process. The way you breathe in and the way you breathe out. Just observe the process. During this time, your mind will be distracted with happenings of the past, what is going to happen in the future, or any incident you might remember right now. It is very natural, but come back and start observing the process of your breathing. Whenever your mind wanders off, bring it back to your breathing. Your mind will again wander off. Bring it back to breathing. And now try to listen to sounds coming from around you. Deeply observe the sounds that are coming. Try to listen to all those sounds. Are these sounds continuous or intermittent? Are these sounds coming from far or nearby? Are these sounds loud or feeble? Try to listen to all those sounds. Now slowly and gradually come back to your breathing. And whenever you feel comfortable, open your eyes. Those who have opened their eyes, in their chat box, you can write what kind of sounds you were listening to, or you could hear those sounds around from you. In the chat box, you can please write down. I will have to look at what your chat box says here. So kindly write the kind of sounds that you were able to hear. What were the sounds you were able to listen to? Those who can unmute themselves can do so and tell us what kind of sounds you were able to hear. Wherever I am sitting, I could hear the sound of the fan, and it was continuous. What about you? You can write in the chat box or just unmute yourself and answer. Anybody? Anybody would like to answer? the fan. Somebody says the sound of the fan. Anyone else? Okay. Any other sound that you could hear? We will move to the next activity when we are able to understand that you were able to listen to the sounds. If you are not able to listen to any sound, you can write that also. Anybody who wants to unmute and answer? No? Should I move on to the next activity then? If you give me a go ahead, put a thumbs up so that I know you want to go ahead. Show me a thumbs up so that I know I have to move ahead. Okay. Thank you. All right, we come to the next slide, and I would expect you all to look at the picture that is being shown and carefully observe. Till now, we did some mindful breathing, we did some mindful listening, and now we'll do some mindful observing. So please have a look at the picture. Why can't I move my screen? Yeah. Can you all look at the picture? Are there any hidden pictures in this picture? Any hidden animals? If you can see any animal in this picture apart from what is very visible to you, you can write it in the chat box. Whatever animals you can see, please write it in the chat box. Okay, yes. Any other? Fine. Any other? Okay, we've got two answers here. Yeah, right. Yes. Anybody else other than the ones who've already answered? Right. Should we go on to the next picture and see? Let me see if we can go to the next picture and see what else do we see here. So whosoever can see this one, you can tell how many legs does the elephant have, looking at this picture. Again, you can write it in the chat box, the number of legs that you can count. Okay. I can see a couple of answers. Others can also try. Okay. Thanks for your responses. The only thing is we need to observe carefully. How carefully we are observing the things around us is very important. These pictures were only a representation of what we see around us, right? So let's go on to the next one. Right. Okay. Now what we'll do is we will try to look at things around us and we'll try to activate our senses. Till now, we were trying to activate our powers of breathing, our powers of listening, and our powers of observing, sight. So continuation of that, what we'll do is wherever we are sitting, we are going to see around us. We will look at 5 things at least that we can see. So wherever you are sitting, please look at the things around you. And in the chat box, write the number of things that you can see, at least 5. Quickly in the chat box, any 5 things that you can see around you. Just write the names of these objects that you see. Five objects. Okay, fine. Okay. Yes. Thanks for your responses. Yes, good. Okay. Okay. Now that we have seen the things around us, let us go and see what are the sounds that we were able to hear. You can also recall the sounds that you were trying to listen to during the listening activity. So any 4 sounds that you can hear. You're not listening now, you're just hearing. They're coming from anywhere to you. So what are the kinds of sounds that you can hear from around you? I can hear the sounds of the newspaper, which is, making sounds because it's right under the fan. So it is making some sounds, the flipping of papers. I can also hear the sound of the fan. I can also hear somebody talking on his or her mobile phone from far away. These are the kinds of sounds that I can hear. So any sounds that you can hear, you can write them down in the chat box. Okay, sound of the fan, the breeze and people talking. Thank you, ma'am. Any other? Any of the sounds that you are able to hear? Okay, let's move further then. Any 3 things that you can touch and are near you? Bottle tapping sound, chattering, machine sound, please. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Three things that you can touch, you can write it down in the chat box. Afrin, do you want to speak? You can speak it out also. Things that you can touch around you. Okay, drilling machine sound, paper, table, pen, and mobile. These are the things that you can touch. Okay. Table, pen, and paper. Okay. Okay, let's come to the next one. Two things that you can smell. Right now, any two things that you can smell. I can smell the talcum powder that I had used. I can also smell something coming out from my kitchen, some kind of smell of dal being cooked. So these are the kind of smells that I can smell right now. Any other smells that you can? Please let us know in the chat box. Any smell that is coming from around. Okay. Smell of books, yes, and it's a wonderful smell. Okay. Okay. Thanks for your responses, ma'am. Okay. Any taste that is still lingering on in your tongue? It is very hot outside in Delhi, and I just had before this workshop a full glass of Glucon-D, so I can still hold that smell in my tongue. Any other tastes that you can have, that you remember, that are still there lingering in your tongue? Okay, muskmelon juice, taste of tea, coffee. Thank you so much. The whole purpose of this exercise was to activate your senses and be mindful of things happening around us. Usually in our day-to-day life, the way we run after one thing or the other, and in the everyday processes, we just do not have time to sit, think, see, hear, touch, smell, or taste, or be sensitive towards them, be mindful of all these things. So if we start observing all these things very carefully around us, we will be grounded to the realities of life. And these will help us to be stable in all our relationships also. How does this happen? We will come to know when we talk about other things in the slide, which is we're going to play next. I don't know what is the problem, but the slides are not moving the way they should be moving. It's going very slow. Ma'am, can you share the screen if I stop? Because somehow it is not moving. Can you see the slide now, ma'am? Because I was not able to see it. Okay, thank you. So what are the reasons of getting disconnected from the realities of our life from around us? And the reasons of disconnect could be, I have written a few, you may add on more. There is anxiety of what is going to happen in the future. And this is what we saw during the COVID-19 lockdown period also. We were all anxious as to what is happening around us. We were hearing news of our loved ones, of our neighbors, people from our society, people whom we knew being, either shifted to hospitals or somebody falling ill, somebody passing away, somebody really struggling to get better. And these were the things that were keeping us very anxious because we were worried about the people around us, in our homes, our friends, and the people who were very close to us. This is one reason of getting disconnected. The other is we have differences with people around us, or differences of opinion, the kind of news that we listen to, the kind of information that was coming from everywhere, and whatever we could see, whatever the news was there, and if there was any difference between what we saw, what we were hearing, and what was being projected. This is also becoming a reason for disconnect. If we have prejudices or biases against either the government or people or communities, we have various kinds of biases which we place around in our lives, and this also becomes a reason of disconnect, because then we do not look at the other person as a human being, but the frame that we have put that person into. The current context, again, the current context was COVID-19, and it is still continuing. We are all wearing masks when we move outside, and we are still very focused on keeping us away from people who either are suffering from the disease or we know have picked up any fever or are coughing. This is still continuing, at least it is continuing in Delhi. And therefore, we are very cautious of the environment that we are living in, and this causes us anxiety. This makes us very insecure. There is a lack of sense of belonging also, because sometimes if we are struggling or if we are undergoing any issues, we understand that the other person cannot, empathize with us, and therefore again there becomes a disconnect with the people around us. If we see people who are suffering and we are not able to help them, there is a sense of guilt, because as human beings, we are all good natured at heart. But somehow, because of our limitations, we are not able to help other people, and this fills us with guilt. Then sometimes, even if we are suffering, we do not go and ask for help from the other people. That could be a reason because of our egos that we nurture. And the other problem is the loss of structure that is there around us. Loss of structure would mean the loss of families. If we have seen those tragedies inside our houses or in our vicinity or in our neighborhood or in a larger community, if there is a loss of structure, as we could see during the lockdown period, that people were not able to get oxygen cylinders, some were not able to, meet their loved ones. There were problems in getting admitted to hospitals. These were bigger issues, but there were other smaller issues at home also, where there was loss of structure. How that loss of structure occurred, that if there was one person who was going out and the others were dependent on this person who was moving out for making a living, the others did not know how to support the person who was going out, and sometimes people lost their jobs, and the regularity of life was affected. What had happened was some people were not able to talk to their friends. You could not even recharge your mobiles at times. There were problems with your devices, because the younger generation is all on the mobile all the time. And therefore, this is the only means of getting connected with friends. You are not able to meet your friends. So this is the kind of thing that you are missing in your life. There was loss of support. When you meet your friends every day, what happens is you keep talking to them, you share your feelings with them. And when there is this support is not there, you feel a little anxious. And this anxiety leads to various other disorders where you are not able to focus on your studies also. There is grief and loss around, and these are reasons because they keep you occupied all the time, and your mind is full of all these problems, the reasons of disconnect that we share on the screen right now. So there are so many things that keep us away from, keeping ourselves together at times. And we start giving in to all these problems, and therefore are not able to cope with the circumstances that we see. Other than this, if you think there are other areas and other reasons of disconnect that you would like to share, you can please share on the chat box. We'll go through them and discuss them. Then what are the things that you need to keep in mind to keep this connect with the people around you, with your environment, with everything around you? Some of the exercises that we did just now were one of the ways in which you can get connected with things around you. If you are listening carefully, if you are watching things carefully, if you are looking at the people in your house, the family members or your friends, and trying to listen to them, not with your ears, but with your heart, you will definitely try to unravel certain new qualities about the people in your house and in your friends. The only thing is how mindfully you listen, how mindfully you observe, and how mindfully you talk with the people who are near to you. This helps in getting connected. When you get connected with the things around you, with even your mobile, if we look at the mobile as an example, if you are connected with your mobile, not connected in the sense that you're connected with your friends through their contact numbers, but if you have a very good inkling inside the working of your mobile, where you have saved what, it doesn't take a lot of time for you to retrieve things from your memory box. But in case you have not been mindful of whatever happens and wherever the storage in your mobile phones is, you tend to take a lot of time to find out things wherever they have been stored. So whenever you get connected to things, you need to do it with all your energy focused towards one point. In the same way, if you look at the next picture, that is just below the one which says, listen not with your ears, but with your heart. It has two figures, two faces, and one face is yours and one face is mine, and somewhere in between the word is written we. So when we try to come together and get connected like this, only then do we have the understanding of we. When you and me become we, by taking all responsibilities together, by sharing all our thoughts, then we are able to work in union with whatever we are doing. If in your houses you have very good relations with your mother, with your father, with your brothers, with your sisters, with your grandparents, with your siblings, with your entire community or the extended family, you will feel that you are getting connected with them. And then you try to ignore whatever negatives they have and look at the positives of that person. And when we start observing these things very carefully, there is this feeling of oneness, of becoming together, of feeling for the other person and feeling like one. For example, if you have empathy towards the other person's working, why a certain person is behaving in a certain way, it will happen only when we start observing them carefully, when we start listening to them carefully. In this business of every day, moving early on from houses, our homes, to the college or to school or to our workplaces, rushing there throughout from morning till the afternoon, in the evening, and rushing back home with our projects, with our assignments, there is very little time to observe, very little time to listen, and very little time to sit and share. So when we start doing this, this helps a lot in getting connected and moving further ahead and talking with each other, which helps in overcoming any problems that we are facing in life. And this is what we were missing when we were disconnected due to the COVID-19 situation. Let's move on next. I would like you all to think of a person from your childhood who made a significant impact on you. First, think for a while. Then think of the qualities of that person. I had shared the Padlet link here, but if you do not want to go into Padlet, you can write it directly on the chat box. We will look at the chat box and see. So you need not name the person. If you want, you can write the relationship with that person if you want to. If you don't want to do that, even that would do. Just write the qualities of that person which made him or her significant in your life? You can use the chat box and write it down. I want only the qualities that you are writing. Take your time, take about a minute's time, think and write it down. The qualities of the person who has had a significant impact on your life in your childhood. Anyone who wants to write, please go ahead and write it in the chat box. I've written a few examples. Few examples have already been written by a few participants. If you want, you can add on. Thanks for sharing these. These are the qualities that you have admired and that have had a significant impact on you. Anybody else who would like to write more? Yes. Thanks for sharing. The qualities that you have enlisted in the chat box are very overwhelming also, because you have also written the kind of relationship that you share with the person. And it is really endearing to see that we have been able to capture all those qualities of the person, whoever is the relationship that we share with the person. And you have been able to, see that this has impacted you in some way or the other in your life. And definitely, when you look at these qualities of the person, you try to imbibe those qualities in yourself also. How successful we are in doing that is another matter, but we always try. And when we try doing that, definitely somewhere we reach near that person, and sometimes we can go beyond also, because we have our inherent qualities. In addition to that, we have the qualities of the person whom we have admired. We try to imbibe those qualities, and that makes us a better person. The thing is, are we able to delve deep into that? And this is a good sign that we are trying to delve deep and observe people from around us and think of their qualities. So when we do that, we definitely become better persons, because we try empathizing with others, and certainly we also start becoming role models for others to follow. When we do that, there is another word that came across. Just a moment. We will come to the word wabi sabi here. If you are able to look at the screen, please have a look at the meaning given. It says, It's a Japanese word. And you find beauty in imperfection, accept it peacefully. You understand that it is very natural that things grow and they decay. So if you look at the picture here, it's a saucer or a bowl, and it is not perfect in the sense of saying perfect. So finding beauty in imperfection is also very important. And we all, when we look at ourselves, we have this very flawed understanding of how one should look like, how one should dress like, how one should keep one's hair, how one should keep one's face, you know, and we are always admiring people with the kind of nuances, you know, have been shared with us around in our society, of the kind of perfection of beauty that we talk of. When you look at magazines, when you look at films, because they impact us in a large way, when you look at film posters, when you look at advertisements, they give you the best of everything in the sense what they have thought of as best, right? So perfection of beauty, and we try to, you know, follow them. They become our heroes and superheroes, and we want to become like them. And then when we look ourselves at the mirror, we start finding flaws in ourselves. So finding flaws with ourselves is not the kind of mindset that Wabi Sabi is trying to introduce to us. It says that there is beauty in imperfection. When everything is perfect at one's place, there is nothing, you know, which is beautiful about it. So we should not be going about talking of beauties or talking of machoism as being talked about in the films that we see, or in the advertisements or the serials, or the kind of projections that we have in the society. Everybody is a beautiful individual inside. And when we accept ourselves, so what happens? Acceptance plays a very big role. The things that they are, this is the best for us. This is the best thing that we have in our lives. So if we start accepting the way we are, the way I look, the way the height that I have, the kind of hair I have, the kind of eyesight that I have, the kind of teeth I have, the kind of waistline I have, if I'm happy about myself and I accept myself the way I am, it will definitely build in confidence. And we are not looking for approval from others as to how I look. When you look in the mirror, you find yourself beautiful, because you have your own idea of beauty rather than comparing it with somebody else. So when you feel perfect in yourself, you be yourself, accept yourself the way you are, and appreciate yourself as well as the other person whom you are in any kind of a relationship with, whether it be your parents, your siblings, your friends, your husband, your office, your wife, your officers, your junior colleagues, whosoever you are in a relationship with, any kind of any relationship that you share, try to accept them the way they are, appreciate whatever good qualities there are. If you are not able to find any good qualities, try doing it today. Try to find a good quality in the person that you come across, and this will help you in trying to accepting everything around you and becoming more open to ideas and stop from being prejudiced or biased. Then the next thing is having gratitude. We need to be thankful to everything around us. I will again ask you to just look around. Just look around. Wherever you are, you had noted a few things. Other than the things that you had noted, if you can think of any other thing, you can select an object from around you. Excuse me, I'm having a sip of water. If you have been able to look around and select an object, try to think of people who have contributed in bringing it to you. For example, the water that I had from this water bottle, how did this water reach me? This water was somewhere in the river and it was treated. There must have been hundreds of people employed for treating the water. Then there would have been pipelines. These pipelines must have been built by some laborers. There must have been some contractors and engineers who helped finding the way the pipes would be laid down in the city. There must have been people who were working in factories to construct those pipes. Then these pipes reached the colony where I live. Then somebody, some plumbers, some workers, some contractors must have put in those pipes inside my houses also. Inside my house, inside the colony, then in my kitchen. And there must have been a tap from where I would have, taken this water. I filled it into a water bottle, right? So water bottle must have been made in some factories. These factories must have employed many laborers, many workers. There must have been people who had designed this water bottle. Then somebody was selling this water bottle to me. I went, either I took a rickshaw or I went by auto or by bus. So many people were there who had built the bus. Somebody was driving the bus and I reached there. I picked up a water bottle. The whole family of the shopkeeper is dependent on the kind of customers that come to them and buy these water bottles. So there are so many other things, when you start looking at things carefully, it is not only one sip of water that I had. I'm thankful to everybody in the process who helped in bringing this water to me. So when I have this kind of a gratitude, when I have this kind of thankfulness towards things and people around me, then it gives me a great sense of satisfaction that I am living comfortably wherever I am. Somebody, it seems, has raised a hand. Whosoever it is, please put up your question if you want to. Yeah. Please go ahead if you want to ask a question. Somebody's hand was up. Somebody's hand up, or it was by mistake? Okay, never mind. So, can you all select anything that is lying around you and just either with the help of your video, you can show it to me, or you can write in the chat box, or you can just unmute yourself and give us an example. Those who said there was a pen or a fan or a book in front, we can just tell the journey and how we are thankful to the people who have been able to bring all this to our tables. Anybody who can share? Anyone who wants to share as to how we express our gratitude? And if we have not done this till now, being, showing our gratitude to people around us, being thankful to people around us, then we should start doing it from today and being thankful. If we have all our fingers and if we have all the nails on these fingers and they are working fine, we should be thankful to the Almighty that we are able to use our hands properly. Our body intact, if we are able to move it and we are able to do work on our own, we need to be thankful again. We need to be thankful to people who have made it possible for us to reach wherever we are. If you are sitting in a college, that means you have had your school for about 12 years. Thankful to that education, thankful to the parents who are able to make it possible. Thankful to all the people, the drivers of the buses or the train or rickshaw or autos through which you traveled to these places, to the places that you have come today. The bench that you are sitting at, or the chair that you are sitting on, the table that is in front of you, if there is an AC, if there are lights. These are here because somebody was there to bring it to you. And then we must think of the kind of contribution we make towards the society. What is the kind of contribution we are making? So whatever contribution we make, if any good deed we do, for example, just switch off the lights when you're moving out of the room. Even this is a big contribution towards saving electricity. If you stop using plastics around us, even that is a kind of contribution that you do towards the society. If you do not litter, that is also a contribution towards the society. If you are honest with yourself, if you are honest when you are appearing for your papers, even that is a contribution towards society. If you are using all the facilities available to you very mindfully, even that is being contributing towards society. So if we do any good deed a day, we need to remember that. We need to share it with people because it makes us feel good from the inside. So anybody who would like to share on the chat or unmute, please go ahead and do that. If you have picked up an object and where you think you are thankful to somebody, you want to show your gratitude to someone, go ahead today, meet that person and say a big thank you. That will also help, for the person to open up before you and you to open up to the person also. It will generate such good feelings about one another and make us happy from inside. So we are not seeking happiness from outside, but from the inside. And then when that happens, it happens from the inside, you start feeling happy. Then things around you don't make you happy, but things inside you that make you happy. And that is what every human being is looking for, being happy. So how do you become happy? When you start appreciating things inside, things outside, things around you. Anybody else would like to share anything? So this is from my side. If anybody has any questions, please go ahead and ask. If there is any question that you want to say, you want to ask, or you want to share. Most welcome. Anyone with a question? Anybody who wants to share something? Okay. Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. We need to be thankful, yes. Yes, thank you. I'd request others also to write down a few words about people you are thankful to. As ma'am has rightly said, that we are thankful to God for wherever we are, whatever we are doing today. The emotional support by people is very important. Parents are always, our role models. We are thankful to our parents. So today what we can do is express our thanks to the people whom we are thankful towards for whatever reasons. You need not have very big reasons for being thankful. Sometimes it is very important that the person is just there for you, is just standing behind you or beside you. Even that is very important. So if we are thankful towards anyone in our life today, if we can express our thanks in any way possible, just picking up a phone and saying thank you, just writing a few words and saying thank you, drawing something to say thank you, or singing and telling that you are thankful. So when you express yourself and show your thankfulness, the other person, also starts feeling good about himself or herself. And that day, the day you say thank you to that person, that feel-good factor that comes in helps that person become more mindful towards his or her surroundings as well. And you help that person in becoming a better person with the thank you that you have given to that person. So if we have this chain of, thanking each other for small things, for big things, I think when we express our gratitude, that helps a lot, and we become better persons. We have more strength, and that strength helps us in going through difficult times. These difficult times are sometimes man-made, sometimes created by forces of nature, but sometimes it's the individual who creates those problems for oneself. So if we are thankful for everything around us, if we appreciate things around us, I think we'll be able to better manage our time and better understand people and help in removing our prejudices and biases and making us strong people who are empathetic, people who are caring, and people who are supporting. So if we have a society like that inside our families, in our group of friends, in our communities, when we start appreciating and looking at good things, definitely it will percolate to every nook and corner of the society, and we will be able to have a better society around us. Okay, ma'am says, I'm thankful to my gurus who guided me. Yes, we are always thankful to our gurus, to our teachers who have been there to guide us to the kind of qualifications that we have earned and the kind of jobs that we are doing. That's only because of our teachers who have helped us grow as individuals, grow professionally. So as we are institutions where there are children and teachers together, I think it will be a wonderful place if we start expressing that gratitude. In our schools, we have gratitude balls where children express their gratitude towards anybody that they want to on every Saturday. And it's a beautiful thing when you see small children, drawing or writing, whatever way they are able to. The only thing is that they have started observing things around them and they are thankful for the things around them. So it is a wonderful feeling when we start developing qualities like this inside us, and then we start sharing these qualities with others. Thank you so much for listening patiently and participating, those who were able to. Thank you so much. Thank you from my side.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you for the wonderful session, which made us conscious of the things around us and how we should be thankful for that. And I call upon our friend, the Association Secretary, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Gratitude can transform common days into occasions. It can turn routine jobs into joy and change ordinary opportunities into blessings. By William. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Afreen, Association Secretary of Department of General English, Self-Support. It gives me immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks for the webinar on social and emotional well-being. I would like to begin with thanking the management Madam Principal Dr. R. Geeta Ma'am, and the Vice Principal Ma'am of both Shift 1 and Shift 2 for supporting us in conducting the webinar. I would like to thank the Chief Guest, Mrs. Kamayani Joshi Ma'am, for the wonderful webinar on social and emotional well-being. The activities you have kept us engaging and interactive, ma'am. Your lecture on beauty, acceptance, and gratitude were the need of the heart. Thank you for the wonderful session, ma'am. And we are sure that we will be going to thank who helped us for what we are now today. I would like to end my vote of thanks by thanking the faculty of English department for the untiring support and the students for their active participations. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you, all of you. We'll end the session.